I founded Joby with a vision of creating a new form of air travel that is clean, quiet, and accessible. My passion for this work began while growing up in the California redwoods. I remember walking home from school where I experienced the beauty of the land around me. But like any child, I dreamed of a faster way to get there. I pictured myself flying in an aircraft that could take off vertically, but then transition and fly like an airplane and blend seamlessly into its surroundings. In 2009, I founded Joby Aviation to bring this vision to life, experimenting with new ways to design aircraft using electric motors and batteries. We were honored to work with NASA on pioneering projects like Leap Tech and the X-57 Maxwell to demonstrate the potential of electric flight. After years of testing and development, we were ready to commercialize this technology and started flying full-scale prototype aircraft in 2017. We're now working with the FAA as a formal applicant for type certification. I am pleased to say that we are on track to bring our all-electric piloted aircraft to market in 2024. It is capable of flying 150 miles on a single charge to move 4 passengers at a top speed of 200 miles an hour. Thanks to the foresight shown both by Congress and the FAA when they rewrote Part 23 airworthiness standards to encourage innovation, the US is out in front in this global race for aviation leadership. The FAA's decision to apply Part 23 to aircraft like ours and fully leverage the flexibility of the existing rules is critical, as it means no significant new regulation is needed. As a result, the United States leads the world in bringing aviation into the electric age of flight. In the decades to come, electric and hydrogen electric propulsion systems will allow us to build aircraft that are cheaper to operate, quieter, and bring us much closer to net zero emissions. For the sake of the planet and future generations, it's critical that the government continue to prioritize these technologies. My company is deeply committed to delivering an aircraft and a service that is emissions-free, broadly accessible, and quiet. Making aviation a part of everyday life requires a revolutionary approach to acoustics and aircraft design, and that's exactly what we've done. Our aircraft emits 100 times less noise than a traditional helicopter. During takeoff and landing, the loudest moments of flight, it's about the same volume as a normal conversation. In cruise, we're virtually silent. Thanks to the motors and propellers that we've created in-house, we've been able to eliminate the impulsive wop-wop sound that defines helicopters. And instead, we've created something that more closely resembles the sound of wind passing through the trees. Together with NASA, we've conducted a series of test flights in September 2021 to measure and validate the acoustic footprint of our aircraft. And some of the early results of that work are included in my written testimony. Looking ahead, we must be good citizens and neighbors in the communities we plan to serve. That means engaging early, listening to local stakeholders, and offering a service that is broadly accessible. Our objective is to offer flights at a cost equivalent to taxis or ride-sharing services today. In the early days, we plan to use existing airports and heliports, many of which today are underutilized. As we demonstrate the benefits of our transportation service and prove how quiet our aircraft is, we believe early adopter communities will be interested in permitting new infrastructure that is close to where people live and work. For this reason, we support H.R. 6270, the Advanced Aviation Infrastructure Modernization Act, sponsored by Chairman Larson, Ranking Member Graves, and Representative Titus, which would allow cities to begin planning for this new type of mobility before it arrives. Every major advancement in aviation began with a revolution in propulsion technology, and each time our nation has been at the leading edge of adopting that opportunity. From the early Wright brothers' flights in Kitty Hawk to the jet age. Today, we have the opportunity to lead once more, this time with a technology that not only opens the door to new possibilities, but is also cleaner and quieter than ever before. The key element here is if you care about aviation noise, if you care about acoustics, the best thing you can do is invest in electric propulsion. Electric propulsion is a game changer. It allows you to radically rethink the design of aircraft in a really holistic way. As I spoke about, we've been able to reduce the acoustic signature of our aircraft in hover by 100-fold compared to helicopters. That is unprecedented. We've also been able to substantially reduce the noise in overflight. And the reason we've invested in this, we've spent more than a decade very, very focused on this. And the reason is we want to be able to serve communities. We want to be able to land in a community. I'm somebody who cares very deeply about the tranquility of the place that I live. And yet I want access to the next generation of transportation. And so I want to be able to take off from where I live without disturbing my neighbors. And to do that, we've developed an aircraft which is really a game changer in its acoustic signature. To follow on, electric propulsion can enable those benefits in aircraft of all shapes and sizes, and will be really transformational as we look to the future of reducing aircraft noise across the country.